Paul said, referring to the pitcher's delivery to home plate. And now people expect him to change? Can he? Why not, I said. Doc Gooden did it early in his major league career. He had the same issue. But how difficult is that sort of adjustment, Chantal asked. After all, like the rest of us, aren't baseball players creatures of habit? I said it would take time, and yes, some players got stuck when opponents exposed a weakness. It's more about mental toughness than the actual adjustment, I said, and I told them how Nolan Ryan would storm around in between pitches, strutting like John Wayne, ready for a gunfight in the town square. You got the feeling that, if he had to, Nolan could throw the ball with his other hand and still find a way to get batters out. For this guy in the Mets, he's got to tap into that sort of mentality. This is my mound, and I will do anything to protect it. After that, it just becomes a matter of decreasing his delivery time to home plate while not giving up any of his outstanding stuff. It's that simple. Then I recalled a story I had been told years earlier. To me, it defines that territorial attitude a pitcher must have to be successful. Did I ever tell you what Don Sutton told me about what he did when Tommy Lasorda tried to mess with his pregame routine? I asked while topping off the glasses with more wine, a 2007 Insignia. Paul and Chantal shook their heads, and I could see they wanted me to go on. I mean, it's Tommy Lasorda and Don Sutton, two Hall of Famers, so it was not a hard sell. The Dodgers were in Pittsburgh for a series. They lost the first game, and Tommy Lasorda, the Dodgers' then manager, was bent out of shape because the Pirates had stolen like 5 bases during the game. This was 1979 or 80, Lasorda's 3rd or 4th year as their manager. So Lasorda, who liked to cuss, came into the visitors' clubhouse after the game and began screaming at his pitchers, all of them. He yelled, "You mother effers this, and you sea-suckers that," and he told them that they were coming out the next day before the game to practice holding runners on base. Don Sutton, a veteran who was having another stellar season, raised his hand and said, "Hey, I'm pitching tomorrow. You still want me to come in at 3? "You're goddamn right," yelled Lasorda. "Okay, I'll come in at 3, Don said. The next day, Sutton and the rest of the starting staff showed up. It was the middle of the afternoon and on lousy AstroTurf, so it was like 100 degrees. Lasorda had them all out there in the heat for about 40 minutes working on holding runners. The game started and Sutton took the mound in the bottom of the first. Omar Moreno, the speedy base-stealing center fielder, led off for the Pirates, and Sutton gave up an immediate single. On purpose. "I just threw a BP fastball down the middle," is what Don told me later. Sutton had great control and command of all 5 of his exceptional pitches. In the 64 times I faced him over my career, he walked me twice. That's 1 per 32 at-bats, and I averaged 1 walk per 6 at-bats over my career against the rest of the league. So if Don Sutton wanted to give you something you could slap, he could do it. The question was, why? Now Sutton had Marino on first, the exact situation Lasorda had him and the other pitchers working on before the game, and Sutton looked in for his sign from the catcher when he went into his stretch and balked. On purpose. "Lasorda never messed with me again," Sutton said. Even though they're not ball players, Paul and Chantal understood the psychological significance of this story. Sutton was saying, "Okay, Lasorda, this is my day to pitch and my mound. I'm in control. Don't you dare screw with that again." And a pitcher who's got that sort of cojones, giving a batter a free pass to second base just to make a point to his manager, will also have the guts and the grit to figure out how to keep winning ball games. He will make adjustments. Footnote: It also shows a certain tenacity and stubbornness that is required in an athlete, but I wouldn't recommend this approach if you're a marginal, struggling, or striving young player. You're talking about a future Hall of Famer here, and a 300-plus game winner in the prime of his career. End footnote. Now, I said to Paul and Chantal, all quality major leaguers, pitchers and hitters, have that sort of moxie. Sutton had it in spades, of course, but everyone's got to have at least a little bit, because a baseball career is really just a series of adjustments. Those who adjust get to continue, while those who don't need to find another line of work. But if this kid from the Mets is going to be around a while, and I think he will be, he'll make the necessary adjustments and get over this speed bump because it's his mound and nobody's going to take it away from him. He'll do what needs